G'day. Crypto Bebop coming to you from Melbourne, Australia. It's the 15th of June 2018. It's pretty exciting times in crypto. Tomorrow we've got what I think has been the first of its kind in Australia is the Blockchain and Bitcoin Expo. It's happening in the heart of Melbourne. Melbourne seems to be becoming a bit of a hub of activity for cryptos and blockchain. And no wonder, it's freaking awesome. Who wouldn't be into it? Well, we all know the answer to that. But so yeah, that's happening tomorrow. I don't know exactly who's going to be there. Obviously there'll be a bunch of stands, booths. I think CoinSpot, which is probably one of Australia's prominent exchanges. It's one of the exchanges where you can convert fiat into crypto, so that automatically makes it, a contender for, high ranking. Anyhow, so I just wanted to have a quick word about, where I see the future of the blockchain technology and the cryptocurrencies in the current light, and that current light being this overwhelming sense of disappointment and apprehension regarding cryptocurrencies. You see the overall market cap plummet. You see it jump up and then it plummets. It hits 400 billion, next thing you know it's 230 billion, and you watch your holdings just get slashed in half, right before your eyes. So there's so much, the volatility, I guess, is a lot for people. But as far as the overall feeling, it's not the right word, but anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, if you look around the world, look at what's happening, you'll see that cryptos aren't dying at slow and agonizing death. As it might look like that a little bit, because, there's blood in the streets, but it's actually an opportunity. More than anything, it's an opportunity. I've been able to fill up the bags, my portfolio's looking pretty good now thanks to this latest dip, but it takes more than just the dip. It takes the individual to see the bigger picture and just to look at a few things. There's just a couple of key points that people need to realize about cryptos, and that is, look at the corporatisation that's happening. I for one am not for corporatisation. Okay, I'm not into it. I'm not corporate in any sense of the word. But just look at, for example, Microsoft recently bought out GitHub. I don't know how much for, but you could assume it's tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. So, and that's probably, sure, that's a drop in the ocean for a company like Microsoft. However, they are not going to be investing money into technology if they didn't have confidence that it was going to succeed. And I think someone like Bill Gates and his cronies, they've got their finger on the pulse. Even though they might play dumb and talk shit about Bitcoin and whatnot, they know they can see the future of what's happening here. And for Microsoft to buy GitHub, to me, is a pretty strong indicator. And, not to mention, you've got big banks, JP Morgan and the like, whoever it is, Goldman Sachs. I think they're like employing blockchain experts to advise, their next move in regards to blockchain tech. Wall Street's talking about, everyone's talking about crypto. The SEC's running around, tripping over themselves, trying to figure shit out. Obviously, they've recently released the idea that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities, not to be considered securities. So that's the point I'm trying to make, is that these are all steps towards preparing for a future in blockchain technology. So, forget about the price. Blah-de-da. Look at the bigger picture. I know last year the ICO craze was like, oh yeah, wow, put some money in here and then flip it and you make you 10 times your profit, you know, in a couple of weeks or whatever. I don't know if those days are still valid. I think that was just a short window of opportunity. Personally, I learned a valuable lesson, being that my portfolio, I got into cryptos around March last year, 2017. I bought my first Bitcoin for about $1,200 US, and then I proceeded to get into the ICO craze. And you know, by January this year, my portfolio was up about 1,000%. Right, incredible gains. And being wet behind the ears and not seasoned, I didn't take any profits, and yeah, I've ultimately watched that massive gain just dwindle down to almost nothing. I'm back to almost breaking even when I was, yeah, well up at some point. Anyway, that's a hard lesson to learn. It's a hard lesson to swallow, but you know, what are you going to do? But you know, I'm taking advantage of this dip, okay? Because it's an opportunity. It's not a disaster. It's not a catastrophe. You know, so many people are going, oh man, what's happening with your cryptos? You're all in the shit now. I'm like, hold on a second. You might think I'm in the shit, but in reality, I'm just positioning myself better for what's to come. Okay, you know, if you're watching this video, you probably already know this. You know, it's not news to you, but you know, I'm just doing the YouTube thing. This is my first video. I don't expect to get any views, you know. But if you are watching it and you like it, then click the like. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If people subscribe, it's going to probably egg me on to do some more videos, and I'll get into some more stuff. You know, I'm Australian, so whatever you might, I've got a different, perhaps a different accent or attitude on the world that most you might be used to, so it might be something different for you. Anyhow, yeah, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow, the Bitcoin Blockchain Expo in Melbourne. Me and a few mates are going to go there and just check it out, see what the vibe is, the crypto vibe in Melbourne. So yeah, I might make another video tomorrow from the expo and see how that goes. All right, cheers, peace out.